A little more the Parashat Yitro. So we actually covered the first commandment and the second commandment. Then you have Lo Yilacha Elohim Acherim, don't have other gods. And what's the next one? On the other side, seventh? No?
Steal?
Number 7?
What's number 7? Do not commit adultery.
Adults.
Adultery, yeah, that's number 7. It hasn't moved up. It's always been there. Number 7. That's it. Hasn't moved down. It's the same place. So, actually, it reminds me of a story. There's Rabbi Feldman, who he's a Rav he was a Rav in Atlanta for all these years, many years. He's now lives in Israel, and he wrote a book called Tales Out of an Orthodox Shul, Unorthodox Tales from an Orthodox Shul. Whatever. It's a very clever book about when he first developed the shul, how people who were really on the marginally from at best, they kind of didn't get it, certain things like, and he has quite a few stories. I remember in one story, he actually told me a story, that somebody once came to him after he gave a speech on the shop, said, "Rabbi, I love your speeches." He said, "Really? Great." So I said, "Why you love them?" He says, "Because your speeches, you could fall asleep in the middle and wake up later on and you never missed anything." and he meant it seriously. And I was like, And once he gave a speech, and the guy said, "This was a great speech, but what was this red pepper?" Now, it wasn't red pepper, it was about the red heifer. And it was a red pepper. So he totally clueless. Anyway, so one woman, he got up once to speak early days and spoke about Shabbos. And how important to keep Shabbos is. And this woman afterwards was really like "Rabbi, we don't talk about that. That's really too heavy. You don't talk about Shabbos. You can't talk about that stuff." "Well, what should we talk about?" "Oh, the essential things." He said, "Like why?" He goes like, "I don't like the 10 Commandments." So he said, "But keep the Shabbos is in the 10 Commandments." So she goes, "Are you sure?" So anyway, so that's the kind of stuff. So I am sure that's number 7, right? So low sinner. So the connection between do not commit adultery and do not have other gods. Anyone see the connection? Pretty obvious.
Yeah.
What is it? Keep faithful. Be faithful.
Be faithful.
Be faithful. But faithful to your God, right? Or faithful to your wife, right? Be faithful. Okay. The next one is Lo Sisi Shem L'Shav. Don't say God's name in vain. Now, by the way, there's a Rebbeinu Bechai, I believe, that says that, although it literally means don't say God's name, invoke His name in vain, it also, Rebbeinu Bechai says, when you have a moment in your life where you feel God is speaking to you and sending you a message to really do something, and you ignore that message, that's tantamount to saying God's name in vain. Because God presented Himself in your life, and you ignore that moment. In fact, this is what Rebbeinu Bechai says. This is a rishon. This is not something Rabbi said at the pulpit this year. This is really not something contemporary. He said this, as a rishon. All right, interesting. Okay, Lo Sisi Shem L'Shav. Do not say my name in vain is connected to do not steal, do not kidnap, actually. And the idea is because the Talmud says a person that steals or kidnaps will eventually end up invoking God's name falsely by swearing falsely as well. There's a connection that way, that one thing leads to the next. I don't want to get to that one now. Then you have keep the Shabbos, right? And do not bear false testimony. All right? Do not bear false testimony. So, question is, what is the connection between keeping the Shabbos and don't bear false testimony? Anybody know?
In Kiddush,
Huh?
Vedas.
What?
Yeah, Vedas and Kiddush.
Okay, good. No, absolutely right.
Yeah, that's like
You testify he created the world, he stopped.
Right, exactly. If you don't keep Shabbos, you're bearing false testimony. Because Shabbos is 8. That's why we say Vayichulu, right? At the end of Friday night, we try to say it together in pairs. At least if you missed it, then you try to find somebody to say it together with, because we're bearing testimony. Shabbos is bearing testimony. If you don't keep Shabbos, you're bearing false testimony. It's interesting that, as you know, that the first Libros, it says Zachar Sema Shabbos. And the second Libros says Shomer Sema Shabbos. Right? So, we know Zachar v'Shomer b'divrei echad, that Zachar and Shomer was said in one moment together, because Zachar represents the positive commandments, Shomer represents the negative commandments. And they were said b'divrei echad, which means that they both go hand in hand. Zachar and Shomer. By the way, it's interesting, in Lechadodi, right? First of all, Shomer v'Zachar b'divrei echad, right? say that the first.
Starts with Shamar.
What?
Shama v'zachar
Shamar
b'divrei
v'zachar.
echad.
Shama is a b'divrei echad, right? That's what we say. Shouldn't it say Zachar v'Sham b'divrei echad? Didn't Zachar come before Shamar? Right? You know why? It says Shama Zachar? Because his name was Shleiman, not Zleima, right? If serious, if Shama Zachar, B'divrei echad, right? They have Likra Shabbos, Mikdash Melach, and Isnari, right? The first letter of each one of those stanzas spells out Shleima, Levi, right? Shema Alkavitz, right? The one who composed it, right? His name was Shleiman, not Zleima. I'm sure there's deeper Kabbalistic reasons as well. No, I'm not being silly. It's true. There's a deeper reason too, but certainly it spelled out his name. There's another reason why he did it, but certainly that's a simple cheshbon that's supposed to spell out his name, all right? But okay. But what I want to get to is an interesting thing. So first of all, Shama v'zachar b'divrei echad. We said it again. Hashem said it in one swoop. Again, what's the point? What's Hashem trying to teach us? What did he try to teach us that they said Shama v'zachar in the same word? What was the lesson over there? If I held up this, let's say there's a blank piece of paper. Say, okay, I can cut out a paper doll from this. Everyone agree? I could, right? So let me ask you now: does a paper doll exist on this paper now, yet or not?
No,
I see.
until
You're
Well,
kind of waiting, maybe yes.
you could say that it's there already, but you're cutting it out. You're taking
Right?
away the rest.
You could say it's all there, just cutting away the rest, or you're saying no, it's not there yet, right? So there's kind of an element to treat both aspects, right? Only you could argue that it's here, just you have to pull the other way away from it, or you could say it's not even here yet, right? In a sense, that's really Zach Masham B'divrei echad. We tend to think of the Losa says is one independent thing, just what you can't do on Shabbos, and then Shamar. Zachar rather is what you're supposed to focus on doing on Shabbos, but you can't do what you can. No, they were separate Dibur Echad, meaning it's part of the same picture. It's not like there's losa says that pull you one direction. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And then besides, they have a different rule called Zachar, which is sanctifying the Shabbos for Kiddush, etc. It's a mistake. It's really one package. That the Shamars protect the Zachar. It's there at the same package. It's not two separate things. In fact. I say it a little differently. If
You can't have one without the other.
you can't have one with the other, exactly. You can't, and what you can't do is not the essence of Shabbos, but what you can't do creates the space for Shabbos. In other words, it's like if I can't go here and I can't go there and I can't go there and I can't do this, then what have I done? I've created the framework where I operate in. That's Shabbos. What I can't do creates the Shabbos. You follow? It's the low space that create the space. What I can't do creates this space for myself, this time and space, right? That's what it is. So that's why they hand in hand. All right? Okay. By the way, Zachar we know is the mitzvah of, it's a mitzvah say, and that's the mitzvah of what mitzvah comes to Zachar? What's the mitzvah that comes out of Zachar Yom Shabbos?
Kiddush.
Kiddush. Remembering Shabbos is Kiddush. That's what Kiddush is. In fact, I remember I once saw a story. Somebody was very, very sick, and it was mamish last moments or last days, and the doctors were still advocating pull the plug. And there's a religious children. I think father's probably religious also. Father was religious actually, and they said no, we're not going to. And then the doctor said, what's the point? Doesn't make any sense. Just slipping on his life. Anyway, kids, long story short, it's Friday night, and the son and the father's slipping in and out of consciousness, and the son comes to the hospital for Shabbos. And he comes and he's wearing his Shabbos clothing. And the father opens his eyes and he obviously recognized that he's wearing Shabbos clothing. He said, good Shabbos. Shabbos. And he passed away a few moments later. And in fact, a great Rebbe told his son, you don't realize that he had to stay around another day longer. So he said, good Shabbos. Good Shabbos is being Mekayim, the mitzvah of Zachar Yom Shabbos. That was his Kiddush. We do it on a yayin. The Chum said you should do it on wine. But that was Be'etzim. He was being Masker Shabbos. And his neshama needed that one last good Shabbos, which is the Kiddush of Shabbos, or the Zachar Shabbos. That's what it was. So when you're doing Kiddush, doing Zachar. Okay, fine. But I want to point out, interesting, if Zachar is on number 4 rather. So on the other side we said Loisana Barecha Aid Shakar. Do not bear false testimony, right? And we said the connection is because you keep Shabbos, you're bearing testimony, you don't keep Shabbos, you're bearing false testimony. It's interesting, if you go to the second set of Luchos, which begins Shomer Yom Shabbos, on the other side it says Loisana Barecha, not Aid Shakar, but Aid Shav. Aid Shakar means false testimony, and Aid Shav literally means a wasted testimony. Sounds like the same thing. It is. Most people translate it the same way. Eight shakar, don't fear false testimony, or eight shav means a wasted testimony. Well, if it's false, it's obviously wasted. But the Torah uses a different word. The Torah uses a sheker over here and a shav over there. Why? I once saw an incredible shot, I think by the Be'er Basada. Ber Yosef, Ber Yosef Salanter. I think he said this. I saw this about 25 years ago. I don't remember exactly what I saw. It's along these lines. He's saying there's a difference between Zachar and Shamar. Zachar means you should keep the Shabbos. Zachar. Shamar means protect the Shabbos. What does that mean? Make sure others don't violate the Shabbos. Zachar is the individual challenge or the mandate to keep Shabbos. Shamar means protect the Shabbos. Protect the Kedusha of Shabbos. Make sure nobody else violates the Shabbos. Be the guard of Shabbos. Be the guard of Shabbos. There was a great rabbi once, he said, somebody knocked on his door and then he apologized. He came in the afternoon, maybe he was sleeping. He said, no, he doesn't sleep on Shabbos. He said, why not? He said, because I'm a Shomer Shabbos. I'm the guardian of Shabbos. You can't fall asleep on a job. I'm supposed to be protecting Shabbos, right? I can't go to sleep, right? But Shomer means to protect the Shabbos. So now it doesn't make perfect sense. Zachar means you keep the Shabbos. Shomer means you protect the Shabbos from being violated by others. So now look how beautiful it is. Zachar Sema Shabbos. You remember the Shabbos. That goes parallel to, because if you don't, you're bearing false testimony. Agreed, as we said earlier. What happens if one witness, or two witnesses for that matter, say one fact, and two witnesses contradict and say the other fact? They cancel each other out. So now your testimony is simply wasted. So the second dibris, which is Shomer Sema Shabbos, which is you protect the Shabbos, if you don't stop others from keeping Shabbos, if you stop us from not keeping Shabbos, if they're not keeping Shabbos and you are, so good, you're bearing good testimony, but they're bearing false testimony, so they cancel each other out. So now your testimony is not a chucker, but it's still a shav. It's not false testimony because you're keeping Shabbos, but it's an a shav because it's being drowned out or being knocked out or being canceled out, but all those are not keeping the Shabbos. This is brilliant, right? So the first time around it says it's zachar to eight shakar. The second time around it's shamar to eight shav. Because even if we're keeping Shabbos but others aren't, then our message is getting drowned out a little bit. It's being canceled a little bit. It's an eight shav on some level. All right? With me so far? Okay.
Do you take action on that?
What?
Or is it's just the way it is?
No. No. You should. We should be proactive and try to teach our brothers and sisters how to keep Shabbos. That's what it means. It means as best we can. Invite them to see what the beauty of Shabbos is. That's what we're trying to do. But yeah, that's what you got to do.
But in the Torah, the commandment is released. That's why they said the guy was, violating Shabbos by taking in the wood, the sticks, and stuff like that.
Right.
So they killed him.
Sorry? Right.
That was a different situation, I think.
Well, right. There you deliberately did it. Right. No, but true. No, I mean, but he's asking in a proactive way. This is post the fact that they're keeping. Right. What do you do? You're asking proactive. What you do? Yeah, you should be proactive, right? That's a reaction. Okay. The final one is, the fifth one is kabed avicha, honor your parents, and that goes directly to lo sachmo, do not covet. Connection there, people?
Parents are like HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so they're
Okay.
connected to...
What does it do not covet? No, you're right. That's why kabed avicha is on the first set of five, because even though it's been adla makom, the first set of five, honoring your parents is a way of honoring God, or training yourself to honor God. Right? That's why kabed avicha is on the first set of five, because to teach yourself how to honor your parent is a way to learning gratitude for God. You're right. But how's that connected to l'sachmod?
If you believe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives you what your share is, right? And that's what your share is. You don't covet other people, whatever they have.
True. What is it honoring your parents, though? What's the connection to honoring your parents?
By doing that, you believe in God and you're respecting Hashem.
Because
Okay.
Hashem
But every mitzvah-
gave the parents.
Huh?
Is that the parent is the gift from Hashem to us. It's the same thing, not to covet anybody else, which means...
Okay. I'll say a little more tighter than that. I'll put both of you said together to make it a little more clear. Honoring your parents is based on and training for gratitude, appreciating what you have, right? Honoring your parents means I really express my gratitude for everything you've done for me, right? And by the way, that goes without say that sometimes we feel our parents didn't treat us properly. You still have to honor your parents. There's a whole question if they were acting like Rishayim, like wicked people, then you'd have to proactively honor them, but you can't do anything to disparage them. But we owe gratitude to our parents because they raised us, right? For nothing else. I'm dating myself. You guys probably remember this. Maybe some remember. There was an old movie. Guess who's coming to dinner? Ready? You know what I'm talking about? Sidney Poitier and who was it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know who it was.
I want to say Catherine Hepburn, but I could be wrong.
No, that's a good question.
We need okay. You need to look. You need to have the keys. You need to know this stuff. All right. Anyway, so basically, essentially, the story was there was a biracial couple, right? And they brought them home to both sets of the families. I don't remember the whole deal. And neither set was very happy what was going on. And at one point, the fellow that was African American got really upset at his father, and he said, and because the father said, "Like you owe it to me." He said, "I don't owe you anything. You brought me into this world. You had to take care of me." I remember that line. And I remember the time I was a kid. I said, "That's so false." It's true, you brought me to the world, and you have responsibility. But that doesn't take away my achrayus, my sense of gratitude. That was backwards, right? You brought me to the world, so it's your responsibility. It's true, but it doesn't in any way negate our hakaras tov. That's not what people feel. It's your responsibility. I don't have to have hakaras tov. That's not true. That's certainly not true. It's just no different than if you pay for a service. You paid for it. You still have to have gratitude. There's no difference. But anyway, so gratitude is the lesson that allows you not to covet. Because coveting means I don't appreciate what I have. I want what somebody else has. So if a person develops and works on his gratitude, he's less likely to covet. Right? Because coveting, now by the way, coveting, people think it's like, I'm jealous of that guy's thing, of his house, of his car. What it really is much deeper, unfortunately. It's more than that. You wish you could be him. You wish... it's not just jealous of that thing. It's really that lifestyle, which really says, sadly and tragically, you're not happy with who you are and your life. It's much deeper than that one little thing. But coveting is one thing that we all are challenged with. But one way to deal with it is by appreciating what we do have. And very often that's a challenge. We always focus on what we don't have. But if we train ourselves to be makir tov, to recognize what we do have, we'll focus on what we have. Jealousy also is sometimes we don't catch it. We think it's our right. I think Matzell once said this. He said, imagine a guy, he's walking down the street, he sees a beautiful guy driving a beautiful car. He goes, wow, that's such a nice car. That's thought number one. Thought number two, I should have a nice car like that. Thought number three, why is he driving that car? Fourth thought is, hey, he's driving my car. Fifth thought, thief, give me back my car. Right? That's the stage I go through. It gets to the point where you literally, what he has really, you think belongs to you. That's how far it gets in your head. You think it belongs to you. But the bottom line is that if a person develops gratitude, then they're more likely to focus on what they do have and not covet. By the way, do not covet, we know, is interesting. It's a mandate on an emotion, which is interesting. People understand, do not bow to other gods. I get that. Eat matzah and Pesach, I get that. But here we see the Torah specifically mandating an emotion. Do not covet. It's a feeling. That's something in your head. And you see the Torah says, or in your heart, the Torah says that you are responsible for what you feel. I think I mentioned before, the word Adam is a combination of two words. The letter Aleph, Aluf. You know what Aluf means? A champion. In Hebrew, Aluf is a champion. Aluf Chach is a chess champion. Dam is what, people? Blood. And blood represents emotions. So Adam is Aluf Dam. The person, a person is someone who can be the champion of their emotions. That we have the ability and therefore the responsibility to be champions of our emotions. And even jealousy, something we should be able to keep in check. To conclude that even though we just connect the first and the sixth and the second and the seventh, 30th, 4th, 9th, 10th, Chazal first also point out the first commandment and the 10th commandment are connected to 1 and 10. I, the Lord, your Lord, together with do not covet. And this is kind of what Robert was saying, and that is, when a person believes that Hashem runs the world, then they also understand that what's coming to them, nobody could take away that really Hashem means for them. If Hashem means for you to have it, you're going to have it. Nobody could take away what Hashem. So it's based on faith. To the extent that a person has faith and love Hashem, he's not going to covet. You see, we live in a world that we view each other with this, you're my competition. You're my threat. You're a threat. You're absolutely a threat to me. And but a person who realizes nobody can threaten what you're destined to have. You know,
Except yourself.
except yourself, right? You know, I'll tell you two quick stories about that. One is that I heard this from Rabbi Kreisler. Rabbi Kreisler was the chief rabbi of Belgium in Antwerp for many years. Passed away about half a dozen years ago, maybe a little more. Actually, I don't remember anymore. Anyway, so he was a yeshiva, and the yeshiva that I attended to when I was studying in Israel. I was single many years ago, and he told me the story. He said that he in Antwerp in those days. Now it's all, you know, gone bad. But in those days, the main business, especially among religious Jews, was diamonds. Diamonds was the big thing. Everyone was involved in diamonds over there. Now I think the whole business kind of tanked, especially over there. Anyway, so one of his congregants said to me, you know, I don't know what's going on. He said, somebody opened up a course street, a competitor, and he's doing much better than me. He said, I don't see why. I'm so upset. He says, well, maybe he has better stones than you. No, I looked at his stones. The same like mine. Maybe he has better salespeople than you. No, I looked at the salespeople. He gets from the same place I do with the same people. I've seen these people. Well, maybe he has nicer, you know, displays and makes it look more attractive. No, I saw his displays. We get it's the same stuff. He goes, oh, now I know why he's doing better than you. You see, you're watching two stores. He's only watching one store, right? Right? So jealousy really becomes something where you're harmful to yourself. You're harmful to yourself. But the second part I want to explain to you, and this is a story I've mentioned. I just love this story. Is that he said if a person has faith, they're not jealous because they understand what's meant for them is meant for them. Much like a lawyer is not going to be jealous of a doctor's stethoscope because what you can do with that stethoscope. I shouldn't be jealous of your things because Hashem gave them for you. It was meant for you, and it wasn't meant for me. It's not something I can use in what I'm supposed to be using in life. It's not part of my toolkit. Why am I jealous? I'm not jealous of your stethoscope. Why should I be jealous of that which Hashem didn't give me? That obviously is not meant for me to have. Meant for you to have. And this story could only happen if you understand this connection. Remember about 15 years ago, remember there's a major blackout on the East Coast? Do you remember that? In the summertime? Big blackout.
Yeah, New York.
Huh?
Yeah, New York.
Mayor of New York, right? It's New York, Canada. It was the whole grid over there got messed up. I don't know exactly what it was. Anyway, so, you know, blackout could be very a major inconvenience. It could be a little harrowing if you're stuck in an elevator on the 40th floor and it goes blackout and you're stuck there. It's pretty scary. And it could be, you know, worse. It could be dangerous. And it could also be your whole livelihood. For instance, if you own an ice cream factory and you have all your inventory in the freezers and your backup generates don't work, you're done. Your business goes kaput. You're bankrupt. And that's what happened. It was a fellow Jewish guy. I think it was Klein's Ice Cream, a Jewish owner of an ice cream store. His during a blackout, his backup didn't work, and that's it. His whole supply is going to go down tubes. He gets a phone call. And I'm forgetting the name. That's a terrible thing. From his Jewish competitor, and he said, "I hear your freezer's not working." He said, "It's true." He said, "Well, I have tons of space in mine. Wow. Why don't you bring your stuff to me?" That's in a world where you believe that when you have faith in Hashem, that He can't take away your business. That's when you're able to do. Otherwise, you're looking at each other like you're competitors. I want to see you go down because you're a threat to me. It's a dog-eat-dog world. But in the world where you have Amunah, you can make that phone call and say, listen, bring your stuff, put it in my factory, right? Because I don't see it as a threat. It's an unbelievable. That's the madrega we're going for. That's a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. But that's based on Anochi Hashem Elokecha, then Lo Sachmot. All right? We'll stop here. We'll pick it up next time.